All right, YouTube, welcome to the Wheel of Weapons. I'll be your host, Cows, and before we move forward with episode 1, let me answer that very simple question you may or may not have. What is the Wheel of Weapons? Simply, I am insane. So I put together a huge wheel with every single primary, secondary, and melee weapon on it. This is over 500 unique weapons. Moving forward, every single Tuesday, we will pull 5 of these weapons off of the wheel and we'll build them up to a very high level. Some weapons will even get a full investment treatment, depending on a couple things. Of course, if the weapon is complete ass, we're not going to bother with it too long, but if it has a Kuva, Tenet, Coda, or a Prime variant, it also might not get a full investment, just a lot of investment still. Now, I am legendary rank 6, and getting to that point, we had to build lots of weapons. Some will be completely up to date, while others not as much. If we pull a weapon that already has a build, we'll check it, adjust it as needed, and test it the same as all of the other weapons. This is meant more for the older weapons that I built before things like arcanes were even added to the game, or when everything was hunter munitions. And if you know, you know. Now, since this should be a fair wheel of weapons, we will be testing against the same group of enemies for every single weapon. This group of enemies will be the Orokin battle group, level 200. There will be also set to be steel path modifiers. This is a high enough bar that some weapons will struggle, but it's not high enough that I will be spending the rest of my life attempting to make garbage tier weapons do level cap, for example. The thing that we are expressly trying to get out of these tests, and the purpose of these videos for you, will be to know, is this weapon going to be viable at Elite Temporal Archimedia, Elite Deep Archimedia, or potential circuit runs if you get these in those roles. Now for the weapons that we pulled during week number 1. The Spira. This is a thrown secondary weapon that requires mastery rank 8, and its stats are fine, but even after a full build, the Spira was so bad. The pretty standard viral heat innervate build that makes most weapons insane somehow still took absolutely ages to clear out our level 200 Orokin battle group. With Mirage and Rhino, it performed perfectly fine, but most weapons do since they both offer huge damage buffs. Of course, as for the rating, I've got to give this one a 3 out of 10. The next weapon we pulled, either lucky or incredibly unlucky, depending on the way you look at it, the all-powerful Burston Prime. Sitting at Mastery Rank 12, it might be the strongest weapon in the game. With the incarnon form, you have many options. Either multi-shot or acuity will both do incredibly easy level cap damage without any Warframe buffs. Of course, adding those buffs will make this weapon actually insane. Run it on Wisp Prime for that fire rate. Run it on Harrow for the same reason and the extra crit. Run it on Rhino. Run it on Mirage. Honestly, who cares who you bring? It will do an amazing job regardless. I give this one 10 out of 10. Now, on the Wheel of Weapons, since we can pull any weapon in the game, I wasn't too surprised, but still a little bit annoyed when we pulled the Vulkar, a Mastery Rank 3 Market Blueprint Sniper. And my initial reaction was just absolute dread to be building this, but as soon as we started putting any mods onto it, wow. My expectations were kind of blown out of the water. Very quickly, we realized, hey, there's 2 augment mods, and they stack very well with the existing sniper mods. We threw those on, and all of a sudden, it was clapping cheeks. We're missing a mod, and it still performs amazing. Because of this, I'm actually looking forward to building the Vulkar Wraith now in the future, the better variant, which is the only reason we didn't finish building this actual Vulkar. Of course, if we are getting this weapon on Harrow, Mirage, Cyto 9, this will be more than acceptable for an EDA or ETA run, as well potentially dominating a circuit run. I gotta give this one a 6.5 out of 10. Above average with great damage. Alright, The clear winner for our non-incarnon poll of the week is the Scoliac. This whip melee can be gotten from the Biolab in the Clan Dojo, starting at Mastery rank 6. The Scoliac has extra toxin damage on its heavy slam attack, and the stance that we're using has a guaranteed lift up proc, which if you're anything like me, that screams melee afflictions. And man, was I right in this case. Using the wild and a little bit niche, but still very cool proton snap for even more toxin damage and that additional sweet 50% final status chance. This crazy stick one-shots every enemy on the test whenever those toxin procs hit. Just make sure to keep that proton snap up or you're not gonna have a great time. Of course, that does require the wall latch, but just every 20 seconds or so, hit that quick wall latch and your damage is going to be insane. I give this one an 8 out of 10. Way better than it looks. Try it with Varuna or Kalervo for a great time. Of course, your normal buffers, Rhino and Mirage, will also be very, very happy with this. Basically, if you see it on the Elite Weeklies, easy choice unless you have an incarnon. Finally for this week was the AkLex Prime. Requiring a staggering Mastery rank 15, this weapon somehow is mid as fuck. It did enough damage to clear the test, but wow, if this isn't the definition of perfectly average. It looks great, it sounds great, it even feels good to use, but the damage values are just not where it's at. With mastering 15 as a requirement, I would expect much more. With Mirage, of course, we did some very pretty orange millions, but otherwise we cleared the test completely fine. Very average. 5 out of 10. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. I really appreciate that. I've been working on this video for just a little while, and it's the first video that I'm making on my own with no help, so thank you. Since you're still here, please leave a like and a comment with the opinions that you have on how you would have built these weapons. Of course, would you have done anything differently? Are you happy with the choices that I made? If you would like to help and or be there for the next one, we always do Wheel of Weapons on Tuesdays, so tune in to my Twitch channel and help out if you'd like. But alas, the video has to come to a conclusion at some point, so have a great rest of your day or night, and I'll see you in the next one.